So it is possible that some more years can be covered currently, and even say raids were conducted earlier. It will be unfortunate if, because of this amendment. So we did some research and we found that there is a decision, 1963 ITR AIR 1356. That is Vasant Sen Dwarkadas, Supreme Court decision, Prashar versus Vasant Sen Dwarkadas. In that they said that if the period had already expired earlier, because of a later amendment, that period does not get extended. It expired. So 6 to 10 years will apply only to years which are still open. Now there is another amendment in the double tax treaty, which is almost, what shall I say, a clerical nature, that it says that if a word is not defined in the Income Tax Act, and the word is used, according to the standard double tax treaty, it will be as may be determined between the two countries, mutually agreed. Now they have added as may be understood by the government. Now the government's understanding is so selective that what they may understand in my case, you may not understand in your case. So to make the life of the taxpayers more difficult, not easy. So if you say that we will use this definition, which is my understanding, you cannot have that. You have to go by something which is objective, something which is verifiable. There is a Vienna Convention which governs all these double tax treaties and many other treaties. That also provides that treaty shall be binding on the parties and must be performed in good faith. Now, if you amend your Income Tax Act saying that as defined in the treaty, or if the treaty does not define it, is understood by the government, is making an amendment. Because a foreign company which is operating, Austrian company which is operating in India will have the problem. And the last one in my list is something which, again, in that Dada Dharmadhikari's case, is very profitable for us, and that is international pricing. Now, in transfer pricing, the provision is that if there is, let's take a concrete case, there is an American company and there is an Indian subsidiary, wholly owned by the American company. The Indian company takes a loan from American company. Instead of issuing shares, they are having capital. Now the government of India found that people are not capitalizing the Indian company adequately. Well, that is something which the government, FIPB, can require. But they are amending the Income Tax Act, that interest cannot be more than 30% of the profit before tax or something. EBITDA, I think, EBITDA. That is the requirement, the interest cannot exceed. Then second change in transfer pricing is that if there is some addition which is made on account of transfer pricing, the amount which the foreign owner, the parent, got as benefit would be regarded as a loan given by the Indian entity to that foreign company. Therefore, there will be the question of borrowing cost on that secondary transaction. This will really make assessments. On the one hand, the government says India should be a preferred destination for investment by foreigners. But I get the feeling that it is true that some of these are things which are recommended by OECD. But I think if India is not in the same position as, say, Austria or Germany, I think India is more beholden to those foreign investors who want to make investment in India. That's the reality of life. And in that reality of life, one has to accept that we would be overridden. Many times we will be overridden. We may not like it, but you rewrite. It will hurt the country, it will hurt the people who get hurt. Yeah. Now the last one which I want to deal with is there is only one round. That is in the case of a charity trust. Now the amendment is simply this. See, the purpose of the amendment is that one trust has income. That trust gives it to another trust for a project. In other words, this is regarded as what we accountants will call a donation to the corpus. Pausing here for a moment, and I don't have any reason to say that this will be regarded as disclosure, many of the fine institutions of this country and this city would not have been possible but for the house of Tatas. Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Tata Hospital. I mean, I'm mentioning just three names. How could it have, it is Jamshedji Tata Trust which gave the donation. Now when you give the donation, you do it for the purpose of, say, a laboratory or a new wing or an additional acquisition of land. Now what it says is that if there is a donation which is given to another trust and it is a corpus donation, then it will not be regarded as application. Now, I can't understand this. You may not like it, but the fact of the matter is that I can spend it myself. If Tata Institute of Fundamental Research was to be set up by Jamshedji Tata Trust, they could have done it. But they wanted experts to be involved in it, so they gave the donation. So the net result of this is again that the charity trusts, etc., will become more strangulated. That's the only thing that I can say. I think I've almost taken 2 hours, and I know some of you had somewhere else to go by a certain time, so obviously I have overstayed my requirement here. And therefore, may I say that if you have enjoyed my talk half as much as I have enjoyed talking to you, I'll consider myself thankful.
I, on behalf of WIRC of the ICI, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to legend, Honorable C. Bansi Mehta, sir, for his findings and opinions on the Finance Bill 2017. If you feel he has do justice with, I think we are requesting all of you to please give him the standing ovation. This is going to be a tribute to sir for his last 20 years of the services to this budget session. Now I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty vote of thanks to Honorable past Central Council Member C. Pankaj Jain sir for his tremendous support to this particular event and to our Reliance Jio for providing internet facilities, G-Data for making it casting available, all the contributors of the budget book who have worked for day and night to bring out this useful publication within 2 days, and all the past chairman and past president for their continuous motivation. And I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all our staff, management of CCI Club, and for their enormous cooperation in the organizing of this event. Last but not the least, my sincere thanks to all of you. Because of your gracious presence, our today's meeting is a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you so much.